Hey everyone, and welcome to another pirate and training video. My name is Jay, but you should know that by now. But if you don't, my name is Jay. So, thank you first of all to everybody that has given me feedback, who's viewed the videos. The first video, the I want to amputate my right leg video, which actually wasn't clickbait, I had almost 1,000 views. Not bad for a video that's had almost no kind of promotion whatsoever, other than me posting it on my Facebook and through my Twitter. I've had such amazing feedback from it. Thank you so much to everyone, whether you liked it or not. This one I have to give a little bit of a warning to. There are going to be some photos of my foot, the state of my foot. Now, I don't have any of when it was in its worst, or at its worst, simply because I was quite ill. So the last thing I was really thinking about was, oh, let me take a picture of this thing you could put your fist through. Because literally the hole that was in the bottom of my foot was about the size of a human fist. So, my foot, which you'll be able to see here. So as you can see, the angle of the foot is kind of off. Also, we have the rocker heel that's underneath. That's causing most of the actual issues. That's the reason for the majority of the infections that I've had. There's active abscesses within it right now. And it's just a Greek tragedy of a foot, to be honest with you. But I wanted to kind of show you, just to show you the extent of how quickly, I wanted to explain just how quickly things can take effect. And it might shock a few people, because until I knew about it, I had no clue of just how savage infections can be. Now, the best example I can give you, about 6 months ago, I was doing fantastically well. Everything was in line. All the test results were coming back fantastic. I was eating great, maintaining weight loss, the whole 9 yards. And my foot was healing. That was the biggest thing. When you have an injury, especially to your foot, something that you use all day, takes an incredible amount of punishment. Now, when there's a hole, the hole that I had was tracking to the bone, so from the underside, that's the bone of your foot, it was tracking from the bone itself all the way out. Now you see that fat pad I've got on there? All the way out to there. And was about yay wide, roughly. So what has to happen is, you have to heal that very slowly. You can't just let the skin heal over and go, that's done. Because no, what it is that the tissue and the muscle and everything else hasn't healed properly. So all that's going to happen is you're going to be walking on it and everything's going to be fine, and underneath there it's just going to be breaking down all over again. So there's various methods. Most of the things that they were using with me were things like silver nitrate, which is basically to promote the overhealing of skin, or to stop it from overhealing, should I say. Also, they were debribed. So what they would do is they would literally cut away the dead or the callous tissue until they got to fresh tissue. So you would basically to where you start to bleed. Because what that does is that then promotes the body to kick into gear to actually heal itself. And it does it bit by bit. So it's almost like layer by layer by layer by layer you begin to heal. When you've got a wound like the one I had, it takes an incredible amount of time. But I was getting there. In actual fact, I kind of got there. It had healed up to the point that my podiatrist team were like, well, okay, clinically, you're not really a big risk to us at the moment. So from 2 to 3 times a week of me being there to be redressed and everything else, it was like, okay, see you in 2 weeks. And I left going, yes, I can go back to work. I could do this, I could do that. I could start tap dancing again. And then 2 days later, I was back inside because I'd felt that. Now, it sounds strange when you say feel when you have neuropathy. Neuropathy, I have no feeling in my foot. I can't feel nothing. I've had glass pulled out of there, nails ripped off and didn't even know about it. So when you feel pain in an area that lays normally with no feeling whatsoever, you know something is wrong. Because the pain or the infection is so bad that it's overriding your actual lack of sensation. So went back in, full-blown osteomyelitis, infected all over again. And was about to go on a camping trip. It was just after my birthday. I was just about to go on a camping trip with my two sons and a family friend and his son. And was told I had to come in, which I refused. Simply because I wasn't going to let my sons down. I'd lost so much time with them and done so little with them. I was not going to have this go. So I said, okay, I'll be back the day after I come back from Dorset, and then we'll do what we need to do. Which they obviously were not happy about at all. However, historically, I get my own way. For better, for worse. So they agreed. So I went to AAA, which is kind of A&E without admittance. So it's where you need like real treatment that you would normally require as an inpatient, but you're actually an outpatient. So they hooked me up to an IV of antibiotics and sent me on my way. And I went camping. Had a pretty miserable time, not because my kids really enjoyed it and it was an amazing trip, but I was in so much pain and I couldn't let anybody know. So I just kind of, they knew I was in pain, but I held a lot back. So I kind of just, I ended up sleeping in the car rather than the tent, so on and so forth. Anyway, so it just shows you within 2 days, I went from clinically discharged, see you later, enjoy your tap dancing, to, oh shit, you need to come in, your foot's about to fall off again. So, if you ever have an instance, your body is so fine-tuned to knowing when it is in danger, even when you don't know it yourself. If you get something that feels out of the ordinary, what does it matter if it turns out to be nothing? Get it checked. Seriously. If I can install any... If this can motivate somebody, fantastic. If this can give somebody hope, fantastic. But if this could help save somebody, if this could help somebody realise that your brain or your consciousness is not an indicator of whether you are sick or not. You have very finely tuned over thousands of years a system of warning signs that your body recognises whether you do or not. It's just that for some reason we and I'm guilty of this probably more than most. I'll give it a couple of days and then see how it feels. Or, I'll just take some painkillers and grunt my way through it because I'm a man. And that's what men do. No, that's what silly people do. I'm a firm believer in not thinking about what ifs. I don't deal with what ifs. I deal with what are going to be's. If I could rerun the last, say, 5 years of my life, there are major points, signposts through those 5 years where I should have just gone, do you know what? Treat me. You know what? I'm going to do as I'm told. I know my situation. I know it's difficult. I know that I work. I know that I have children. I have a disabled son. I know that I'm married and I feel this need to be there. But how are you going to be there if you're not there? You hear about it all the time of people ignoring the warning signs and then it being too late and either they can't save them or they end up in such a debilitated way that they may as well be not there anymore. I'm lucky. I am so lucky, and it sounds strange to people that I'm about to have an amputation. I'm about to lose my ability to walk for a little while. That I'm saying I'm lucky, but I am, because I'm going to be able to get over this. I'm going to be able to walk again. I'm going to be able to do things that I haven't been able to do for quite some time. there are so many people that don't have that luck. They don't. Hindsight is 20/20. It always is, always will be. And I think that's what helps me deal with dark times. It's the realization that things could be exponentially worse, so much worse than it actually is. I'm not over the moon about this, but I know when something drastic has to happen. And again, a lot of people don't even have the luck of being able to have control over that. A lot of people, it's like, well, the infection's there, it's tracking up your leg. If it gets into your artery, you're toast, we're taking the leg. Or, I'm sorry, but the cancer has happened in your hand and X, Y, and Z, we've got to take the arm. A lot of people don't have that. I am in possibly the best situation for an amputation you can be, because I've had time to mentally prepare, do my research, hone my positivity, make sure that I'm in as good a mental and physical state that I can be. But that's not to say that you can't do it either. You have all the control in your life. No one else can control your life. You are the centre of your life. It's just everyone else is an accessory to that. My wife is an accessory for me being stronger, me wanting to battle, me wanting to change and be a better person for it. My kids are an accessory because they give me something to live for, wanting to impart what I have into them and being around to make sure that happens. My friends are accessories for support and just not treating me like a complete invalid. But you are the centre of everything that you do. Don't make excuses. Don't put it in the control of others, because that's never going to work. Next video, I'm going to be discussing what's actually going to be happening, because I know a lot of people probably don't have much of an idea, or they'll have some idea of what's going to happen with an amputation, how it works, how the prosthetic's going to work, so on and so forth. But for the newbies, and I'm one of them, I'm only learning it as I go along, I will introduce you all to what's actually going to be happening to me, what's going to be happening to my care, because I'm in a pretty unique situation, having the opportunity to go to a rehabilitation centre and actually have my care managed and the prosthetic manufactured on site. So that's kind of why I want to make these videos as well, because I think I'm in a pretty unique position compared to most people that have amputations. And I'm also going to be introducing my kids. So you'll see Jake, Joshua and Travis. You'll also meet Nicola, my wife, because once I go in, it's going to turn into more of a vlog style rather than me just sitting here ranting and talking shit for 15 or so minutes. But anyway, thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe the video. Share it amongst your friends. We'll make a nice Christmas present. Oh no, hang on, we're in January. Valentine's Day? I don't know. Until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.